Alrighty. Hello, hello. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Maverick Workshop. We're going to be doing some dots forever, pencils, and then a special handle. Not necessarily in that order, but that is what's going to be happening. Got to finish the dots. So this week is called, let's see, Rose Gold Drip. Drop, drip, drip, drop. Drip, drop. Abby, rose gold drip or drop? Rose gold drip or drop? Oh my goodness, she can't hear me. She can't hear me. Sorry. Uh-oh. That was lovely, wasn't it? Hey!
What?
Rose gold drip or drop?
Drip.
Drip. Okay. It'll be rose gold drip. I went in there. Where's my iPad?
It was on my desk with the phone.
Oh, well, it's still there. Oh, that would be splendid. Thank you. Oh, man. Hope everybody's had a great Wednesday. I'm going to be doing some of these, right, dots, and then forever pencil, a special handle. So the special handle will be for Abby, but it has a specific purpose that most people probably wouldn't even need. You know what I mean, girl? All right. Well, no ideas. That's pretty standard. Pretty standard, really. No ideas. Got sandpaper on the bottom of that. Alrighty, sorry about that. Just wanted to go ahead and get that set. Yes, okay. We're good, we're good. Gonna be going... righty. If you could, that would be splendid if you hit that thumbs up. It makes me feel better. That's it. I hope it makes you feel better. Coming in here, hanging out. You know, I want to make it worth your while. I'm gonna. So, here you go. Now we got a little piggy cam. So these are our guinea pigs. So that's what that is. Okay. Eventually, we got to get back to making some fountain pens, you know? Goodness. I've got some really cool ones that I just have yet to do. Let's see. Got this, got that. This was a different project that I might revisit this little piece right in a little bit. But yes. That. This, let me get my bearings here. Okay. I even changed up how the other camera is over here, so you can actually get even closer. Hopefully the camera doesn't actually get whacked with any of the stuff coming off. So that'll be what we're thinking about here. Hope everybody's doing well. Really, I do. Hope you are doing well. Okay. I did get a new live center, but I'm not going to use it on this. I still use the other one. for all the dot turning that I do, which I should get started here in just a moment. I just got to get the other live center off of the chuck here on my metal lathe. I've been playing around with different things with my metal lathe too, and pretty cool. I've made a pretty interesting little discovery that I'll share here in a little bit, but man, it is, for me, I think it's really darn cool. Some people probably could possibly already know it, or, you know, not care. So there's that. Let's see. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Now we're set. I just had to make sure everything was good, going and rolling. You know what I mean? Let's switch cams. Okay, here we are. Boom. I might change out this cam. Whoop, this cam. I might switch that one for the little piggy cam, but not yet. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sorry about that. We'll get that set. Get it dialed in a bit more. Oh, come on. So one of the drawbacks of this particular camera here is that it doesn't autofocus. That's what it is. All right, there we go though. Okay. So if you don't know, we call diamond painting pins dots. So I've got just the small ones left. I'm gonna crank them out, and then we'll get to play. So this, and then this. Whoop whoop. I think we'll be okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Anybody watching shows right now? Any show that anybody's watching right now? Bum, bum. All right, we are going to remove the micros out of here and put just the minis there. Okay, go ahead and lock the tailstock here. Boom. Hopefully I won't need to adjust this cam. It should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. Whoo! There you go. Morty! Thank you. Morty is my dust collection system. Well, that is a foreseeable problem here. That's all right. That's all right. We'll adapt and overcome. What number? This is number 9. Whoa, 11? 11 people watching? Wow. That's awesome. Hello and welcome. Laura, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Coming by, stopping by, and everything. Good to see you. Let's see. We're going to be working our way through these here. let's see, Laura. So, since you are here, I'll show you a little sneak peek of what I was talking about. I came back out in the shop last night and cranked out a couple. The piggy cam is, I'll have to switch scenes here in just a second. I'll show you. Oh, yeah. But check these out. I'm pretty excited about these. We'll do a little of this right quick. So this is reminiscent of the diamond painting pen at the front, right? However, it'll be, you know, a single-sided, and then we'll have a little special accent on the top there. So I created a couple different ones. This one, this design here, I think what I want to do is make it more of a drip. So I need to make it skinnier up at the top here, and then also a little skinnier here. But yeah, these will also be a diamond painting pen. Let's see. And then these two are also a couple candidates that I'm thinking about. And I just threw it on the ground. Ah! All right, and then let's see. Now these I actually think are pretty darn cool, if I may say so myself. Good grief. All right, so I started making this last night, and I got so excited because I'm like, look at that! It looks like the body of like a butterfly or something. So there's the head, there's the torso, and then the thorax. So I think I'm gonna make this one a little bit more tapered, but I do like the shape. Like, so the grip is actually nice. It follows your thumb and index finger all the way up, and then it actually's got like a little spot right here where your hand can just kind of rest. And then I think I need to taper it just a little bit more so it goes into the I'll give you a sneak peek since we're already this far. Might as well, huh? All right, there you go. So it'll have a nice little topper. I don't want to press it down because it'll be a snug fit. Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the things that I was working on that I had talked about yesterday. So there. That's what we're working on. What was the first one? Oh, they're all pretty much the same. It's just a different shape. So I've got 3 different shape profiles, and then yeah. So it doesn't stop there. There's actually so much potential for all kinds of awesome, cute little stoppers that we're thinking about putting on there. But yeah, we'll leave some things, I guess, a little bit more secret. But yeah, really exciting. At least I'm excited about it. Oh no! Well, I will show you again. If you'd like, show you. I did set up the little pin for the piggy cam, but it will replace the bottom one, which is okay. Let's see. Let's see. look at the different things like that. Whoop. Alright, so this, we're going to duplicate the seam. Vertical seam. Good enough. And then let's see. Oh, almost. There we go. Just get this size right. That is accurate. It is accurate. So that's kind of what, kind of how it came to be. Oh, I think I need to flip this actually. Flip horizontal. There we go. That is the correct orientation. Oh, sorry about that. Here we go. Let's take a look at them again. All right. Boom. So these are like miniature versions of the regular nib holders that I have done. This is reminiscent of the diamond painting pins that we do already. And then so is this, except kind of like butterfly shape, where I think it's like the head and the torso and then the thorax. So you put wings on the outsides of them. That'll just kind of be the body of it. So, I don't know. It's really cool, I think. And then I had another one, but I'll have to fix it a little bit because I'm not super happy how the profile is. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, though, so I like it. But it is single-sided, so I think that would be potentially something that people wouldn't like. So we'll just have to take it for a test drive and see how people are. Like, for example, my mom, when she was doing that, she only used a single piece the whole time. So what do you think about piggy cam? We have 4 guinea pigs, and that's what they are. They're guinea pigs. Let's see, the one that's out, I think, seeing it kind of small, but looks like piggy. That's actually piggy. So we have 4 guinea pigs. Their names are, let's see. There's 4 of them, and sorry, They're up in my daughter's room. I set a camera up there. But obviously, we'll turn it off when she comes back from. Yeah. Pretty funny. We have 4 guinea pigs. Their names are Piggy, Petunia, Potato, Peanut, and Piggy. Piggy, Peanut, Potato, and Petunia. There we go. Peanut, Potato, and Petunia. So we'll see if they come out at all. That's Piggy that's on the screen right now. And then Peanut actually is in the very back. That's kind of like their little litter box, as well as a place for them to also eat their hay. They have to eat all the time. Oh my goodness. Are they friendly? Yeah. They're like, you can definitely tell that they are prey animals. Like they'll come up and then they'll just sit there. Like we'll hold them and we'll just put them on our chest and then pet them and feed them and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty funny that yeah. But man, they're funny little creatures. And it's taken a little while, but their personalities are coming out too, which is pretty fun. The Piggy is probably the tubby one. Biggest one. And then Fitting. But yeah, let's see. That nose is probably Petunia. She's very gray. She's mostly gray and white. But she also has a little bald spot in the center of her head. So she kind of looks like a friar. Yeah, they are scary little creatures. But they're prey animals, so watching them behave compared to like other animals is very different. A lot of people think predator animals. These are prey animals. And the only reason I say that is because the behavior is so different. They're all girls. That way they don't have babies. They're all female. Let's see that. That's Piggy. There were treats in that little box in the middle. But they have to pull out the little, the lid. They have to pull out the lid. Thank you. Oh, there's Potato. Potato is the brown one. Oh, light brown one. Let's go back in. You had hamsters growing up? Nice. Well, I would say that they're pretty fun little creatures. We used to have a pet snake. And we changed gears from that. Found the snake a home with my sister. My sister really likes snakes, but let's see. it bit my oldest daughter one time, and she was like afraid of them. Pretty excited about those other diamond painting pins that are coming up here. I think that they'll be pretty cool as long as people are okay with single-sided. Oh yeah. So for the suction pin, I'm going to be coming out of the side, I think. Depending on how strong the suction is, I think I might be able to make it so it's a double-sided if we really wanted to. But we'll just have to see what happens. What number? And Abby's also out here, but the volume is a little loud. I don't know how loud it is on your end, but didn't think about how loud it was, or the suction pin. Suppose that's also why we don't both work and stream at the same time. Because of how loud it can be. Oh yeah, the suction pin. Yeah. Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is like when I'm using a tool and it's got power coming from the top part, that kind of pulls, and since the well, I just don't like that actually. So that's why I would try to do it that way. But I gotta see what the measurements are and all that jazz so I can deconstruct and then reconstruct. I don't like these. They don't look the same. But yeah, potentially if the suction is strong enough, you can make it double-sided. And the other thing about that is that you might be able to do it without having to worry about blocking one of the sides. But I've got to see that. I've got to take a look at the power aspect of it, and see how strong it is. Otherwise, I might have to make a plug or a single-sided. So potentially, well, I don't think it'll be like anything else that that's out there, but at least yet. Yeah, we'll get through these and then be able to work on some other fun projects. Of course, none of the piggies are out. Just a little nose. Right. Abby gave you the rundown of the rose gold drip, I think, yesterday. Yeah, I thought the pigs would be a pretty fun little addition. That way, when I'm off cam, like I am right now, then have a little something to look at. So in Tucson, this week, the weather is like it was 100 degrees, which it's a dry heat in Tucson, but yeah, it's pretty hot. So next week when we go to Tucson, it'll actually be, I think, in the 80s. Which is pretty cool. It's like, also the weather in the desert is really weird. Storms can come in out of like nowhere, and the difference in temperature from like the day to night can be as drastic as like 40 degrees difference, which is pretty crazy. I think that's exclusively unique to the desert. Like, it's just kind of crazy how drastically different some of the temperatures can be. All right. 1 second. Let me turn this off for a second. Okay. I'm gonna hop over here. There you go.
What am I?
Hop over here for a second. You can chat
Hi,
for
Laura.
just a moment.
Oh my goodness.
Whoop.
Yeah, John set up a guinea pig cam.
Oh. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. You can show what some of them look like.
How am I supposed to
want to?
show what they look like?
Carefully.
I can't. I don't have anything to show you guys with. Unless he's gonna go upstairs and pull them out of their house. But yeah, we have 4 guinea pigs in there. He set up a cam, but they do hide most of the day. Hi, Laura. they get comfortable when you go in and hang out with them, but I think most of the day they just sleep in their house. It's in our daughter's room, and she says that they like to come out and they run around essentially when she's going to bed. Yeah, hopefully they'll come out more. We've talked about getting some of those clear houses that they have like at the pet store just to put in when the cam's on, because as prey animals, they like to hide. That's where they feel safe. So with the clear, hutches things or hides, you'll be able to see them and they'll still feel safe. And then we can put back their regular houses once they're not on cam. But yeah, they, what is it called? Diurnal, where they are most active in like at dawn and dusk. So they do sleep at night, but dawn and dusk are their most active times. So that's when they're excited. And they're funny when they get excited. We'll go up there and we'll fill up their hay or their bowls and all of that in the evening. And they squeal at you. They're so funny. They squeak and squeal, and they make like a chattery noise when you pet them. They like to be held and petted. They just don't, they won't let you like pet them if they're in their like enclosure. They'll go hide. But if you take them out, they just sit there and let you pet them. They're funny and cute and pretty sweet little creatures. And not too bitey. Like we had hamsters at one point growing up, and those things, man, they just wanted to bite you. Only one of ours in here gets a bit nippy sometimes, and it's really because she just wants something to eat. She would like you to give her food. They like veggies. I didn't get that. Could you? Siri's over here listening to me.
Nosy Nelly.
I was saying that maybe we're gonna get those transparent hides for when they're on the cam, so you can see them in their houses. Yeah.
Just figured that'd be pretty fun. I also have it on the starting screen in the Be Right Back, I think.
You had a chill hamster. My sister's hamsters were not chill. No chill. They were mean. Bitey.
Bitey.
They were. Bunnies can be bitey too. We've had rabbits before, but they're also a lot more high maintenance. Like they need a lot more space. And even guinea pigs, we usually, when we have a pet, do our due diligence and go all in, because most of the cages you see guinea pigs in are those little ones and they're alone, but they're a herd animal. So they need at least one friend, if not like an entire group, to be happy and like healthy. And they need, I don't remember the square footage, but our cage up there is 6x3. So it's 18 square feet in their little thing. Our bunny she wasn't too bitey. She destroyed things like our carpet and the baseboards and tried to eat all of the stuff in our house. But ours was pretty sweet. She was almost like a little dog, and she was pretty big. When we had her back in Albuquerque, her name was Pepper. She would lunge at you. Yeah. But bunnies are similar to the fact that they need like a lot of space. So ours lived in it was a dog crate, and then we opened the door during the day and had like a gate up, and she would come sit on the couch and hang out with the dogs and all of that. Now, our dogs that we have now are not the same dogs that we had when we lived in Albuquerque, because that was, let's see, 10-ish years ago. And those two dogs passed away, but our dogs now have very high prey drives. We have a Weimaraner and GSP, and we have to make sure that we keep that door closed all the time, because at least our Weimaraner, I'm pretty sure, would try to eat a guinea pig. So we're very careful about that. John's up there putting more treats on their little treat thing. And they're funny. A couple of them will open it. Some of them won't, just wait for the other ones to open the treats. I don't know if that's going to be enough to convince them to come out, because there was already treats in there. It's got to give him the good stuff. Anyways. There he goes. See, but he lifted up that house and she ran into the other house. Like, that's what they do. If you don't take all the houses out, they're going to shove themselves into the house altogether. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The other one must be in the other house. So Potato's the tan one there in the corner. And who went back in the house. And that's Peanut, who just went in the house after her, the orangey red one. And then the black and white one's name is Piggy, and she is like double the size of some of the others. She's a chunker. I know, they all ran back into their house, which is exactly what they do. So that's what I was saying. We need to get like a clear one. You let them to scurry out, and then all of them immediately ran back in.
Yep.
But like I said, they're a prey animal, so they're afraid of things, you know, coming at them and eating them.
Afraid of everything.
They are a little bit afraid of everything. We have some that are more scaredy cats than others. Petunia didn't even come at all. Petunia.
No, she went from one house to the other, and then back to the other house when.
She's the absolute most scaredy cat of all of them. But yeah, they're funny.
I tried to get them come out a little bit.
Oh, look, now they are. So
I put some treats in there.
I know,
so
but
hopefully.
I don't know if that'll be enough because there were already treats in there. So that's Piggy at the bottom.
Just like you. You only come out when there's treats.
Oh, there's Petunia. So Petunia's the gray and white one right there. Oh, everybody's deciding now. And in the corner, there's a litter box with hay, with a hay rack. And they do okay. Like, you can like semi litter box train them ish. But like rabbits, they have to eat all the time. So they have to constantly have hay. That means they poop a lot.
Just keep talking. You don't have to stop.
I'm just watching.
Watching what?
The piggies. Oh, it's Potato at the bottom. I got to get back to standing here in a moment.
Okay, that's fine.
It looked better the way it was before.
Hit shift. Or alt, I mean. Oh. That's good.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Potato is our daughter's favorite, Stella's favorite. Piggy's probably my favorite. She's a big chunker. But they're funny.
They're funny little creatures.
Yeah. Do you want to turn the big camera back to you?
No. We'll just switch it back over to
The lathe.
the lathe and the piggy cam.
Okay.
Because that's fun.
You're on Maverick Workshop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Laura, we were talking about when we get back from vacation, because we'll be out of town next week, but we're probably going to schedule a day a week.
You showed that?
No, it's just in my...
I showed those.
It's just in my... You did?
Yeah.
It's just in my lap. We're probably going to schedule a day a week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, that will be on Butterfly Effectware streaming, and then have like a dedicated stream that we do every week over there, so that we can set it up and people can like plan to be there if they want to hang out and see some of that week's colorway turned. And I think I showed these yesterday, didn't I? The rose gold drip. We've got blanks that need to come out of their mold, the ones I poured yesterday. And I know you've been around for a while, so you probably remember, but we did cherry blossom blanks the last couple of years, and I did a new version, and I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. They're going to be so pretty. So that'll come up later in May. Oh, look, there they are. So yeah, Potato's the tan potato colored one, and then Peanut, who is the smallest, and she wasn't at the time that we got her, so they all ended up being very, very aptly named. But yeah, Peanut's the one with the brown with the white in the middle. No one's opened your treats though.
Well, Peanut was thinking about
She
it.
did think about it. And she's like, nope. And they kind of scurry And I don't know if you've seen bunnies do binky, where they like jump up and they wiggle because they're so excited. Guinea pigs do that sort of, but they call it popcorning. So sometimes they popcorn. The younger ones, I guess, do it more than they do when they get older, but they do that sometimes. They'll like be sitting there, all of a sudden they'll jump up and wiggle around, essentially.
You gonna get back to work? Or you
Yes.
just gonna watch
Oh, I need to get back to work. I gotta finish the sanding. My goal is to get almost all of them sanded today. So I only have a few tomorrow, so I can get to
these?
no, so that I can get to pictures and listings and all of that stuff for 2 batches. So it's going to be a busy couple days. I am not doing those until we get back. So
You have to.
no, I don't.
Has to.
So I'm not doing anything else
You're
extra.
fired.
You can't fire me.
You're unhired.
You didn't hire me in the first place. Just am. Anyways, yeah, you have a cherry blossom. These are a little bit different. I mean, I've done them a little bit different every year. Like the first year, they were just solid, the colors, and didn't have any
Do we have any of them?
of the original ones.
No.
The
Cherry blossoms.
They're inside. The whole bucket of them is inside for me to like label. John will bring them and you can see them. But anyways, first year I did solid with no glitters in it. Second year I did the glitters on the top, the little flowers. This year I have 2 flower glitters in there and they're kind of all throughout and through the middle. And I did the pinkers, I did the pinks pinker, they're brighter, for a little bit more, I don't know, contrast. So they're not quite as cotton candy as I think some of my previous ones. Those ones there are for fountain pens and nib holders, but this is the dot blank ones. Yeah. So, no. This way, I'm showing it to the computer like it's got a camera.
Goodness,
it does
that was
not.
sad.
So they've got like a brighter pink and the blue, and then I did the flowers all throughout the middle.
Give me a couple.
This one.
There we go.
Yeah, here you go. So they ended up with a lot more flowers like throughout the middle.
That's some lilies in the middle.
I know, isn't it cool? It kind of dripped down a little bit from the top. So they're sparkly. There's a little bit of that like iridescence in them. They've got some of the ghost pigments that make it. Yeah. And then I put holographic glitter in them too. Anyways, I think they're gonna look cool. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna go sand.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out, Laura. John will be
Getting back to it.
He's gonna finish them up.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Oop. Sorry. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's see. Rename. What? Sorry about that. Goodness gracious. There. Okay. Maybe that'll just be what I do. When I'm turning dot dots, I shall turn on the piggy cam. At least when I can. Let's see. So this morning I was doing other stuff. Morty! Yeah, this morning I was doing some other stuff. Trying out different things. And then... made some mandrels, which are kind of like this, the little bushings. Made some little bushings then. There it is. So, for the jet stream pin, do you prefer a cat or would you prefer it to click? Thinking it's going to end up having to be a click. So, to figure out how exactly I'm going to go about doing that one. Let's see. Okay. Whoa, 12. Had done 12. Well, we're not going to actually do 12. We're going to pick this. This is going to be a 1. And this one will be a 5. Okay, all right. That's good. Okay, let's go back to that 12 that we were talking about before. Turning and piggy camming. Oh man. So something that's really funny about the guinea pigs is, well, really my mom, because my mom when she asks about the guinea pigs, supposedly my face really like lights up because I'm excited to talk about them, and you know how funny they are, and silly creatures they are. This is a pretty unusual shape, I'll say. This one, I have not done this one very much. But I mean, it's not because I don't like it. It's just one of those that's a little different. Oh man, something I just thought about actually is hopefully I'm gonna see Chad when I go to Tucson, because he's not too far from Tucson. I think he lives in shoot, I don't remember off the top of my head. What is that place? Hey! You didn't get my message? What? I can't hear you. Let's see. I don't remember what I was talking about. But, oh yeah, Chad Schimmel from Turner's Warehouse. With Dr. Pepper. Or Coke. Oh. Chad, he is weird. Yeah. So this is an unusual shape. It's kind of like one of the other ones I do with like a honeycomb in the middle, except it's got obviously the two rings, and it's neat. And I like the grip portion because of how steep it is, and then I like how it like supports the fingers on that. I don't know if I was showing it or not. My bad. But yeah, I really like that one. Kind of a steeper grip angle. Thank you. Did you touch shrimp? Just put it in my yellow one. I had a beverage. Abby made me a beverage, but she's preparing shrimp scampi as well. Can tell there was a little shrimpy smell. Oh well. Oh man. No, I love being here. I love it. I'm also a very individual, thanks. Like, I like one-on-one kind of relationships or friendships. When I go out with a group of people, I don't, it's not my favorite thing. When I see a whole group of people or I'm with a whole group of people, I typically like one person, and then I stay with that one person. And I don't mean just in relationships, I also mean like friends too. Like, I've been thinking about a motorcycle road trip. And you can't really do that with the whole gang, you know. You can do it with like one person, one or two people, I suppose. Yeah, I'm a very individual. I want to give that one person my undivided attention. Yeah, big groups can be very hard. I really just like hanging out with that one person, which is a part of why I am so attracted to, teaching people how to turn. And I mean, it's still kind of right now, I suppose, it's still kind of a pipe dream, but we're making progress. Progress. I know we talked about it probably like a year ago, of like having somebody, setting up a course or whatever. I think you were there when we had talked about it. But yeah, I was thinking about, it would be fun to do like a one-on-one. So I think that'll be something that I make some progress towards. And I just like hanging out with people, and working. I guess that's one of the other weird things about it, is I like working while I am hanging out with people. have you ever seen those people that you go over to their house and then they can't stop cleaning? You're like, dude, your house is fine. There's no real reason for you to be cleaning like that. I already came in and saw that it was the way it was. Don't worry about it. You know, if somebody has like a huge problem with it, then they'll just probably leave, I would imagine, but I don't know. But I'd like to have people over, like, to my house or my workshop that I'm working out of, and they would be able to turn with me if they wanted to. And I want it to be like a low impact sort of thing, where people feel welcome, but also not like I don't know, maybe not too welcome, but welcome enough to where they come and hang out and they're, you know, working on different stuff with me. I mean, that's actually kind of what some people do. There are some people that hop on stream and hanging out with me, but they're also there just to like hang out in general. Like they're working on stuff too, and it's fun. All right, I think we got like 5 of these bad boys left, and then I'll be moving towards, I think, a forever pencil, and so, or a handle. Maybe a handle. I think the handle might be a little bit more pressing, because it is for Abby to use blank making. All right. I'm gonna need to take this around a little bit more. That's that. Hop over here. Do a little of this. There it is. Let's clean up that little midsection there. Yes, indeed. If only it was that simple in real life. We'll clean up that midsection, you know what I mean? But it is, and I'm going to smooth. Boom. There's a little cliffhanger right there. Is hey. Whoa. Alrighty. Oh man, that's good. Let's see. Laura, I think I asked you before, and I apologize that I don't remember. Did you say that you liked thicker grips? If you're still here. If not, no biggie. I don't remember. Off the top of my head, at least. It's nice. I'm getting a lot of people coming into to check it out. A hay would be good. A little fresh high five. Hello, hello. Your Maverick Workshop, where I am working on diamond painting pins. And you have a little piggy cam at the bottom, so that's fun. Pigs are the guinea pigs, and they're just upstairs. Oh, you know, it could be the way that I go get one of the piggles. Be pretty fun at some point, huh? bringing little piggies out here. No, there is actually something that I want to do that supersedes the other thing. And moving ahead kind of enables us. There's a particular wood that I've got. It's called snakewood. And my goodness, I'm pretty excited about turning it. It's a pretty hard wood, and I haven't actually showcased it quite yet, but it's such a cool looking wood. And I have a little bit of I have some thicker pieces of it, and I think it would be really, really cool to turn a DP pen, or shoot, what should I do with it? Oh man. So apparently when you make like bespoke pens with it, it's going to crack, and we don't want that. So I have to make a pen out of it to see what kind of condition it will be in over time. So it's pretty safe to say that plastic is not going to really change all that much. Temperature could play a role in that, and I suppose temperature could play a role with the wood too if it gets hot enough to burn. But I just think it would be pretty darn cool to do that. The fountain pens I've been making with it been has been hit the brakes on it, really. So the last one I did was called Catalogs, and this is the pen. And the wood itself, it's sanded and polished already, but the ebonite section, or the cap, and then I've got to make a section for it. Let's see, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is number 14, so we are change it up a little bit with this one. I want to go ahead and hit it with a big fella. So this appears to be about a ½ inch, but it's 3/8. Really? Come on, that's not really that, right? What? I suppose it is, man. About 10.5. But see, it occupies more space, which is my thing, is what I was looking at. And so 12.7, haha, okay. So 12.7 is a ½ inch. Look at that. This thing itself is 12.68, so I knew that it occupied that much space. Anyway, I digress. Kevin, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, buddy. You're just in time. I'm working on the dots. Oh man, that's funny. So when our kids go somewhere, we sometimes give our kids our Apple Watch. That way they can communicate with us. Because my youngest kid does not have a phone. And then I just saw, don't make them cook for you or whatever. Man, that's funny. Okay, the reason that's funny is because the family that my kid is overseeing right now, or over there hanging out with, is exclusively Spanish speaking. So the mom only speaks Spanish, which is awesome in some ways, right? I think it's cool. But I'm all about my daughter hanging out with them. They seem like really good kids, and the parents also seem pretty nice, so that's where they are. And I saw that don't make them cook for you on my text messages or whatever. And it's funny because it took me back to you don't tell Mexicans that you are not interested in their food or whatever. And it's not like to offend them necessarily. It's more like don't make them go out of their way to do more than what they need to. And it's funny because I've been around some Mexicans and they are just like, you better eat. I don't know. It's funny. Especially the ladies of the household. They are very adamant about you eating and eating enough. So, anyway, I guess that's my side rant to my normal rants. Kevin, your boss is out of town. Right on. Heck yeah, dude. Boss is gone. Let your hair down. Whoa, crazy. I'm just kidding. Oh, man. So, we were talking about mullets the other day, and I even jokingly said to the person that cut my hair the other day, yesterday or the day before, that I want a mullet. And she laughed, and then I laughed, and then I didn't get a mullet. She was more enthusiastic than I was, I guess. Kevin, man, you and me got to hang out a little bit off stream. So I need to know when you're ready for something like that, man. I'd look great with a mullet. I don't know. I don't know if I'd actually look good with a mullet, but I think it would really be funny. I think you can do a really short mullet too, if you really wanted to. Man, your boss is out of town. All right, so your boss is out of town. Just thinking, maybe your boss is out looking to be a boss of something else, huh? Think he's out and about? prospecting. All right. All right, man. Well, I'll probably hit you up a little after dinner my time. And I think dinner will probably be... I don't have my watch. But I'll shoot you a text a little later to find out a little bit more specific. So, what number is this? 7, okay. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Your boss, the owner, he's camping with the family. Okay, well, he's the owner. Well, then never mind. But camping's fun. I enjoy camping. Oh yeah, Kevin, these are our guinea pigs. That's what the piggy cam is. Let's see. That's looking pretty good. All right, go ahead and put our little honeycomb in there. Boom. Perfect. Got a couple micros left. Uh-oh. What's awesome? Alrighty. One sec. I will be right back. I'll leave you in good hands, hopefully. All right, just a moment. Turn off Morty here just for a second, and then... Oh yeah! I'm glad you like it, dude. See, we can even hop over here, and we still got it.
What's up?
Here you go.
What's
Be right back.
Hey, Kevin. How are you doing today? Hope work is treating you well. We're trying to get everything done for us to leave on Saturday, so we've been cramming a little bit. At least I have. John was ahead, so. And he set up the cameras in the guinea pigs area. And you can see just one of them there at the bottom. That's Piggy. She's a chunker. Your boss is camping with his family. Funsies. John's gonna take the kids camping again. They loved that. I'm good. We have spring break next week, so we are going to Tucson, Arizona to visit my grandparents. And It's one of John and I's favorite places. We lived there for 4 years before we even got engaged or married. So that's where we got engaged. And during that time period, we got married. We had our first daughter there in Tucson. And yeah, we're excited. The kids have flown before, but only when they were babies or toddlers. So this will be the first trip of them actually remembering being on an airplane. They don't remember the desert really at all. So I'm very excited. Yep. John's wandering around now. I don't know what he's doing.
Get your handle.
My handle? For what? He said he's making me a handle, but I still don't know for what he's making me a handle.
Ooh, you want snakewood?
What's it for?
Your handle.
For what?
Your handle.
You saying it over and over again doesn't mean that I know. What's the weather like there now? Your spring race this week. So this week I was looking and the highs are in the 90s, 100s this week, but next week we're getting lucky and it's going to be like mid to high 80s is the high. So maybe up to 90, but that's not too bad for there. So they haven't got the super, super hot weather yet of like the 110 that it gets during the summer, but it's going to be warm, warm and sunny. But that's good for spring break. The kids are going to love it. My grandparents have a pool at their house, and I'm sure that's what we're going to be doing most of the time. Sure, snakewood. Sure, or the Thoya.
No, it's got to be thicker.
Oh, okay. So you only have 2 left?
Micros.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish the couple that I'm on, and then I'm going to wrap it up for today and finish all of the minis tomorrow.
Is that
Yeah, I am looking out. It's not going to be too hot.
Quitter? Quitter?
I've been saying it all day.
All right. You know, I could make you a different one, too.
He's talking about making me a handle, but won't tell me what it's a handle for, so...
Oh, it's on the table right in front of you.
He says that like it's obvious, but there's literally 1,000 little pieces of things
Does it look
on the
like
table.
anything up there would be for you?
No.
Anything? Nothing?
No.
Maybe like a steel stick?
It's literally a stick.
Yeah. I'll put a handle on it. Sharpen the ends.
This is like I'm supposed to know that this steel rod is for something for me. Why? How am I supposed to know that? Now I know what it is. That he said that. It's going to be a sharp, scrapey stick with a fancy handle. Okay. I gotta deal with Stella here in a minute.
Well, this is 12 inches. So I'm going to cut off 4 inches. You get 4 inches.
Can I give you my screwdriver over there? Because I like the length of that. And then you'll kind of know. The look on my face about what he's making.
What do you mean? Or should I use a Jack Daniels?
Then I'd have to CA it. Because they're so porous and big that you have to. Yes, a sharp scraping stick. Secrets.
4 inches.
Yeah, but is the rod the same length?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just saying together.
We'll put it up. I made it really long.
Oh, yeah, that's plenty big.
I got to drill into this side.
Well, that's perfect. You could joke about the inches right now, but John likes to do jokes. He tells them frequently. I won't be offended.
What are you talking about? Yeah, it's going to go like this far
Perfect.
into the handle. So it's going to be about 4 inches.
Cool.
Snakewood, dude. You know
Snakewood's
how
cool.
much this is?
$20.
You think this blanket is $20?
I'm just guessing. It says on there.
I know.
Well, how much?
I'll let you look here in a second.
I already guessed.
Does Kevin know?
Kevin, how much do you think that snakewood is worth? It is a live stream. There's, I don't know, I've seen people make all kinds of jokes and comments. Way worse than I'm sure whatever you would say. John doesn't tend to get them, but when I've been in here a few times, I have gotten the weird comments.
What?
Let me see.
How much do you think it is?
35. Kevin's a 35, so 20.
It's a 1 inch by 1 inch by 12 inches.
Holy shit. This one's $47.50 for a 12-inch chunk. That's expensive.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I hope you're worth it.
It's been sitting over there for how long now? It's hard to keep, like, say the same value when it's literally not being used for anything, you know? When it has, like, a pre-planned use, then, you know, the worth it or not worth it makes more sense. But when it's sat there for 4 years, is it really still worth that? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, this hasn't been there for years.
You think so?
I know so.
You bought that one recently?
Yeah.
You were the closest. You win. That's how that works. Like $20 for
this chop.
almost $20 for that chunk. I gotta get back to work now.
Just a moment.
It doesn't want to do that. We have a really big bandsaw and a really little bandsaw. So we have a tiny Win. I don't even know what size it is. Small, and then we have an enormous Laguna bandsaw. The tiny one is not wanting to cut it, but the other one's not plugged in and has stuff all over it. And Sean's like using it as a freaking table. $1,500 junk table.
What? What?
I said you have stuff all over the giant bandsaw. You're using it as a $1,500 junk table.
That's a 2,000 giggles.
$2,000 junk table. That thing could cut your whole arm off. Maybe a leg.
Dude. That bandsaw
The big one?
has already paid for itself. Made a couple stratified, boom. That's what we got it for.
It is what we got it for, to cut the stratified blocks.
And it works.
It does work. He's got a big fancy resaw. Is that what it's called?
No. Well, the blade is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the blade's called a Resaw King.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 115 inches of carbide tipped carnage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you have the baby bandsaw. It's tiny, very small. Did not want to cut that.
No.
My
The
cat
clearance on that little one is not sufficient.
it was like 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches.
Oh,
Does it go up more?
yes.
Oh.
How dare you insult the wind so much?
It's worked great. It was cheap. It's done what we wanted it to do, which is cut blanks, little bitty blanks. You're welcome. John did obviously all of the turning hard work, but I did finish it. So I don't know. I would argue that it's maybe the more important part. What? It turned out great. It's a 15, right?
More
15?
important part, finishing it? What about
If it's not finished,
what
right?
about remembering your birthday? That's pretty important. What about thinking about giving you something? That's important.
Oh yeah.
What about
That's all
spending the
you.
time creating something?
I'm saying as far as a product, like the end, the finish can make or break it.
Well, yeah, sure.
That's what I said.
I don't know. You're putting yourself pretty high up there.
I am high up there.
I don't know if you should be all the way up there, though.
I gotta go deal with our children.
All right. All right, Kevin, just me and you. We're getting rid of the lady.
Bye.
By the way, that is Peanut that is out there right now. That's Peanut. Peanut's brown, mostly white, with a little bit of black. They haven't tried to get their peas. But yeah, it'll probably eventually turn off. Well, thanks, man. We're glad to do that. I have not made a M15 stratified, so you've literally got the one and only one that I've made. I also haven't sold any other M15s. M15 cap to barrel triple lead. Not the carbine. Yeah. Silla peanut. Oh, there's potato at the bottom, or piggy at the bottom. And they're all girls, by the way. They're all girls. I don't know if we had said that before, but they are all girlies. Well, I've got 2 micros to go, and then I've got the handle to make for Abby. This handle, okay. So what this is going to end up being is a scratching stick for our layered thing. So that's what it's going to be. Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, man. So I've kind of alluded to some of the... Really? You thought that this is what that was going to be? I haven't quite decided if I'm going to try to make it more like an all, like a one spike, or if I'm going to do multi spikes.
How long do you want to be streaming now? Like, are you going to stay out here and do pencils, or you want to come back out after you finish? For dinner, please.
Well, I'll stream for a bit, and then I'll try to hang out with Kevin a little later. Maybe just Kevin. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this one, and then the next one, and then I'm gonna go. Shrimps are still frozen, so I'm waiting for those to defrost.
What?
The shrimps are still frozen, so I'm defrosting them.
Okay. That was the only thing you could think of that I need a scraper for? Yeah.
Yeah, don't drop them.
Did you see the other tool I was talking about? The other tool that I was talking about is pretty cool. And then Ben, well, okay, let me back up. I discovered before Ben said it that this was a tool. So I took this tool and then I kind of made it like a scraper, but I was thinking like round carbide when I was grinding this. So I took the grinder outside and I ground it, but I mean, I do like it. But later on, I found out that the Spindle Master existed. So I went and got one, at least that was similar to, What?
What is it? What's it for?
It's spindle turning. It's called a spindle master.
Oh, for like legs of, for like the long skinny.
What? Okay. Look, this is what I was trying to create. I had dreams, and then I was like, ooh, round profile with a little bit of a bevel, right? So round profile, a little bit of a bevel, yeah? And I did that.
But what's it for?
Spindle turning.
What does that mean?
Like this, spindle turning, what I do 99% of the time.
Why is it called spindle?
Because you're just turning between centers and straight.
So you don't have to be making spindles for it to be spindle turning?
No.
That's silly.
Anyway, so I made this, and it works, okay? It works. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time using it, but I have used it,
What is the use case?
and it works. So I was thinking, I like the combination of a skew, but I also like my round carbide, and so that is why I made it in the first place. And so this particular tool, I guess it is on par with the Benjamin's Best Spindle Master, but you can see that it is like ground like that, and then it also has kind of a like a bevel on the bottom here. Let me hop over here. I'll show you a little better what I'm talking about. So this little guy right here, so you can see that it's like, it's just kind of ground like that, and then it's got a little bit of the rounding part. But yeah, it makes it so it's going to be nice for controlling, right? And then I could also get up in there into the little nooks and crannies, and then, you know, kind of scrape them out, you know, just like how I do with the round carbide. And I guess the real reason I started pursuing this particular idea is because of how many proud high-speed steel turners there are, and I just wanted to make something that was on par with the carbide, but as well as the high-speed steel. It already existed, for one, but two, I gotta say that those things are not well known. This shape or this profile of turning tool is not super popular, even though it is like the closest thing to carbide, I would say. Like, seriously, look at the profile, look at the shape profile. You see that? Like, if you're just looking at the shadow aspect of it, think about how, like, identical that is, you know? So that's kind of what I did. I took a smaller skew, and then I rounded all the corners, so I can actually turn how I want to with this thing. But like I said, it's high-speed steel, so you're gonna have to, like, you know, grind it here and there. Instead of the carbide. It's on par with the rougher? Yeah, I suppose. I literally haven't used it yet. Or if I did, it was on a video. So I have video of me using it. I just got to make the video. You know, it's a real pain making the videos. But yeah, man, let's take a look at it. I'll show you what it looks like. So let's get the little piggles over here. Or do you want the piggles or no piggles? It's up to you. Or whoever else comments. But yeah, this was actually a part of the set of the Benjamin Best tools. And this was actually a SKU before, and I used my grinder to, you know, make it the way it is now. All right, well, let's hop back over here so you can immerse yourself in hanging out here. All right. So when I grind it like this, where it's upside down. That way it creates like a little bit of a bevel there. So I'll show you just a little bit. We're on micros right now, and this is actually pretty much for wood. So there is that too. Let's see. Okay. But yeah. Now it'll be turning this a similar way, like there is an up side and then there is a downside. So this little spot right here is really bothering me because I didn't grind it all the way to there. So you can see this one goes all the way down to there and this one goes all the way up there. So if you draw a line, it's really quite different, but it'll still serve its purpose for showing you what I'm talking about here. So we got a 1. All right, let me go turn Morty on right quick. Abby is AFK, or AFL, away from lathe. Alrighty. Okay, here we are. We're working. We are number 1, so we're going to go ahead and get our marks. I'm not going to turn the whole thing with this, because I'm not efficient at it. But, so you can still come in with like a spindle gouge kind of thing, but then it starts grabbing, right? Just like a regular turning thing. So you can use it as if it was the round carbide. But my bigger thing was I wanted it to be nice to actually turn while being sideways. So it is a little bit more steep than I'm used to. So here we go. And then this is really doing some work. I have not tried it in this capacity, but it's working. I will say as well that it's kind of, I didn't do a great job grinding or sanding these little spots right here, so I need to do a better job with that, because I can feel that it is kind of catching on these little things. So that's worth noting, I reckon. Okay, well, there we go. It is not terrible. But we're going to try the Spindle Master. Alright, here we go. This actually isn't the Spindle Master, but it is like identical to the Spindle Master. This is Benjamin The other one's Benjamin Best, and this is Crown Tool. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored at all, Kevin. It is sharp, that's for sure. It is sharp indeed. But yeah, just, kind of thinking about it as like a carbide. And then I also like the round element of it. And this isn't a tool review either. I'm trying to sell you one, I don't care if you get it or not, but it's more like I was thinking about high-speed steel, carbide shape, and this already exists, so that's pretty darn cool. No sponsorship yet? Yeah. But I mean, this thing is working just like I would with the carbide. Like, that's freaking cool, man. So I turn it sideways, back and forth. Like, I've even thought about rounding the bottom part of my carbide tool handle. But instead, I will go ahead and grind it, grind something else. I actually do have a piece for that too. But I'm going to grind something else and then have that be what I use for the carbide. But it works just similar. I can't say just the same because I am way more proficient with carbide, but I will say this particular tool is high-speed steel, but it is probably the closest thing to the the EasyWood carbide. Well, not even the EasyWood carbide, but the turning tool, that is. But my proficiency and skill set is more geared towards the easy tool, I would say. It kind of points itself at finish that I'm doing. Brings us back to, well, why make something when something else makes it better? Yes. So yeah, man. Yeah. But I will say, if I were a betting man, I would guess that this is probably the inspiration to what the carbide was. You put everything in there from there. So, no. I even looked at negative brakes when I was at the Mid-Atlantic Turners Expo, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little too cheap. I didn't want to spend the money. But yes, I did actually buy some high-speed steel that I'm gonna use for making a tool that is just like that, except I'm going to profile it a little bit differently to where it is more in line with the what is it? The darn you know what I mean? It's more on par with the carbide, yeah. So, if I were a betting man, that would be how it came about. Because it's a great tool, right? I mean, the round is so convenient. I don't know, man. I just really like it. Carbide. And so if I can get something to where I can whip it around and make it do whatever I wanted it to, I'm gonna go with that. Like how many, or have you seen any other turners tilt the carbide the way that I do all the time? I'd be willing to bet that one of two things is the case. One, people don't use carbide. Or two, they just use it flat. Which, like I said, there is so much missed potential by keeping it flat. So this, no problem. We'll keep it flat, no problem. But when it comes to the round, right, we're gonna get that bad boy. What shape should we do? Before I get too monologue here. Let's see. Let's do. I don't know. We're gonna do a little bit of this action. How about that? Do a little of that, and we're gonna pop this big old chop it in. You hadn't seen anybody turn it like me? But I mean, like, so this is a round carbide, but people don't turn it like this. You know what I mean? And you have like a nice sharp edge right there that you can use. But it seems like most people, when they turn, they're not, or I mean, they're just gonna keep it straight and flat on the tool rest, like this. Which, let's be real, it is a good way to turn. I'm not upset about that or anything. Like, this is a way to turn. But I do think that if you're not rotating your tool side to side, then you're actually missing out on a lot of the potential of this particular tool. And the same thing goes for the squared. Let's see, does it apply to the triangular shape for me? Have I used that differently? So if I was going to come in here, have I done something like this before? I don't think I've done it like that. But for the squared part, so the squared I actually I'll come in and I'll use the front end, and then I'll just go across. Now I imagine that is similar to how the skew is. You know what I mean? Like, I'll come in with the square, but I'll turn it to its side, like that. Now, if I try to skew, for whatever reason, I don't find it to be, maybe it's the size, but it is slicey. Man, my hand position is not right there either. But yeah, like, you can ride the bad boy right there, and then you just tilt it, and then you can get some traction. You can just ride that bevel down. My problem is peeling back out. So you can see I like made a line right there. And so this right there is not exactly how we want it to be. So we're going to do a little bit, at least with the knowledge that I have, I would say. Now I will say I used to use the a scraper like this. So I'll come in and I'll do round things like this. And it used to work pretty good, but I got out of practice, you know what I mean? So I'll hop in here, and then here we are. I'll just turn around this. Make sure that it continues to move. And so I think we have a better rounding right there than we do here, so we can revisit this. And it's just kind of crazy to think that this big ass thing is able to accomplish what we're doing here. But then when I think of the geometry, I find it more impressive that that I do this with a circle. But yeah, I am much better practice on the circle, which a part of it that I was thinking about is like, well, if I take one that's a little bit larger, then it'll be better. Or, I mean, a little bit smaller, then it'll be a little bit better. That way I can control it a little bit more like I do the other thing. Right? Man, this thing is like, if somebody were to ask, all right, you got one tool, what are you going to use? What's your one turning tool other than the lathe? You got one turning tool, Kevin. You can only use one. What shape is it going to be? Is it the bowl gouge? Is it the spindle gouge? Is it the roughing gouge? Is it carbide? Is it... What is it? What do you do? Because it is kind of interesting. Late turn up. Alright. Alright, let's switch gears, man. Let's switch gears. Let me tidy up right quick. By the way, I don't know if you've seen my tool storage, but I'll show you right quick. There you go. That's the tool storage. So I keep them in size. So it's yellow, orange, red, yellow, orange, red. And you know, I just like the sequential element of it. What I did is I made this little thing, but the way that I made it, was not actually great. But I actually didn't mind these things moving. Let's see, can you actually see it? No, I don't think so. But this part right here holds up the, there's a little thing under here that can turn away. And then this will be all the way down. And then I can make this pop back out. And it'll push this to where it is, you know, ready to catch. And then this allows it to be a little bit closer. And supported a little extra. Pop it up a little bit higher. There we go. There. Now we're back together. Have I seen those new PSI fidget pins? No, I haven't. But I did get the magazine today, so I'll have to sneak a peek at it. Oh, I don't know if you heard my neck, but man, that was good. That was a good crack. It's a good crack. You bought a few? Well, right on, man. That is awesome. Okay, what are we doing next? We are going to do some of this. I'm going to pop this out. Going to put this away. Might revisit that little feller. Oh, you heard my neck crack? Oh, sorry about that. If that's one of your things that you don't like to hear. Only kind of sorry though. You have a car show next week? Wow. What you taking there? Okay. So we've got this snakewood. Oh shoot. Hey, get back down here, okay? Come back over here. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Okay, that is decent enough, huh? Anyway, so we've got this 1 inch by 1 inch by 4 inch snakewood here. Now, I'm going to try to do my best. Pins? You're taking pins to a car show? Sick. Dude, you need some like what's it called? Fordite. You need some Fordite. Okay. Here we go. So we're gonna put this particular piece is going to go like this deep into it, and that will leave, you know, a good amount available. So that is about we're going to say 5.5 inches. All right, 5.5 inches. We're going to go ahead and mark the piece of metal here. And then I need to get the measurements on the other part of it. So this is the metal. This is the tang. Okay. So that's the tang. And then, oh, let me go ahead and mark it on the wood too. So the wood will be just a little bit further, which is fine because for most drill bits, you actually have to go a little further. This is a 5/16 drill bit. So what I'm thinking is that will not work. Okay, let's see. Some dice and some resin, huh? Okay, cute. Okay. Oh, that's not gonna grab. Will this grab? Okay, I gotta see if this will actually grab. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do it a little differently. Okay, so I got this collet here. I think it's a 3/8. Yep, it's a 3/8 collet. Will it shrink down to a 5/16? Uh-oh. Let's go ahead and get it tightened up a bit here. Well, that's as tight as it goes. And this still goes for it. Damn it. Okay, I mean, darn it. Dang it. I mean, both of those things. I'm gonna... Dang. Let's see what I've got in my little box here. 1/4 inch ain't gonna work. What kind of finish am I putting on the snakewood? I'm just probably gonna be doing a friction polish. Really? We'll probably just be doing a friction polish. I'm gonna be right. Wait a second. Dude. Never mind. I was trying to be so perfect and stuff. But man, you know what? Nah, man. So we're gonna just use a drill or a Jacob's chuck, huh? How about that? Because a Jacob's chuck will hold the 5/16. Look at that. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it. All right. So here is what's going to happen since I have gotten to this point. So this is going to be the handle. This is going to be the scraping part. So this is going to be the scraping part. This is going to be inside the handle. So I need to drill the snakewood to that point, glue it in, shape the snakewood, and then finalize it by flipping this around. Okay. So this is going to actually be like this. This is going to end up being like this inside this here, and then the snakewood will just end up being finished Like that. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I haven't made a handle like this, so we'll see how it goes. So we've got a reference mark. I just need to get a 5/16 drill bit. And then we're just gonna load it up with like okay. That's a 8. There's a 5/16. Okay, 5/16. We're gonna go there. So we're gonna drill into about there. Urgh. This is very frustrating. I have a really fat Sharpie, but I cracked it. And so every time I try to pull the cap off, it pulls the whole damn thing off. So I got to get that resolved. Okay, so this, go to here. So we're just going to mark it a little bit lower. Right there. So that's how deep we're going into the snakewood. And well, the other thing that we're going to do is actually use a Forstner bit. I'm going to use a Forstner bit to get this bad boy straight and flat and everything. Shit, sorry, I hit the camera. What am I doing here? Never mind. That's good. All right, well, we'll use a center start. Let's use a center start first to be like OCD style here. Boom. Back this off. A little of this. Center start. Spinning way too fast. There you go. Then we're going to grab there we are. There you are. Oh yeah. Okay. I went further than I should have. But thank goodness that this Forstner bit is the way that it is. Make it nice and straight and flat. See that? Ooh. So, if you were wondering, this particular wood has kind of a like a almost a caramely smell to it, which is a little weird. But it's a little bit of a sweet smell to it, which is kind of nice. Also, if you were interested in snakewood, and you had the capital, I would definitely recommend getting a pretty substantial amount of snakewood if that was what you really love, because you cannot really get it anywhere. Which is also a part of why it is expensive as it is. Just have a little handy tool available in case you need to clean. All right, we're at 5/16. Let's see. Are you asking why the wood is hard to get? Because I'm pretty sure that they stopped making it available. I could be wrong, but it would be worth looking into if you were interested in snakewood. So let's go ahead and check and see how we are here. Now, I fully expect this to go in nicely. Pretty nicely. Okay, fine. You don't want to go in nicely? I get you. That's fortunate because I have a reamer. I just had to cue it up. Okay, that should be good. Pop the reamer out, put it back. Let's see, did that work? Yes, okay. Boom! There it is, look at that. My goodness, that is beautiful. Hey, you can't even see. There you go, now you can see. Look at that, ooh, ah. Now, I should also point out that the surface is already flat despite your ability to see that it is because of this. We'll get that cleaned up so you can also see that it is. Uh-oh. Knocked it out around. That's all right, though. Okay, so, be right back. Okay, my bad. Had to hop off for a second. Oh, that's not the one you want. There we go. There we are. Sorry about that. Okay. So I knocked it out of... well, whatever. I made it wonky. That's okay, though. So we got that. We got this. Got stuff. Now... The reason I was trying to make the collet work, because it would be better to hold the piece with the collet than it would be to hold it with anything else. But 1/4 inch is just too big, so I need a 5/16, and that's not going to happen. So we've got this. Boom. We've got that. The hole, right? So this is going to go into the hole. So the black, just a little past the black mark there, which is right where we want to be. And then we want a collet to make that work, but we don't have it. So what we need... okay. We are quite excited about this. Let me grab my mandrel here. Oh my goodness. Could it be any better? Oh, shit. Yes, it could be. It could be better. Damn it. Okay. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. This is why I put my T-handles back in. Because I lose the darn things. But really though, where is the damn thing? 3 likes? I've only got 3 likes on this vid. Or the live. All right, there we go. So I found what I was looking for. Now it's just not what I would like for it to be, or not as long as I would like for it to be. So the solution to this is going to be oh! Is that gonna work? 10 minutes? No, you're not gonna work. You're not gonna work. Sorry. Just not gonna work. So here's what we're gonna do instead. Here's what we're gonna do instead. So a little of that, and let me get the piggles out of here. Get out of here, pigs. There we go. Now we're all together. I need to grab 5/16. But I want to grab it as close as I can. So that kind of precludes me from using Jacob's chuck. Now, if I had a longer piece of ooh, okay, okay. How about this? This is a little cray cray. A little cray cray right here. If I can find it. Come on, John. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. Look at that. Okay, so this is the reamer of what I was going to use here. Does this fit into anything? I don't think it will. That's okay. So here we go. This is going into the headstock. Oh my gosh. Have you seen anything like that before? Oh. Oh man. Okay, there we go. So this is going to go here. Now, okay, here's the main problem. The main problem that you'll see people like poo-poo at you about. They're like, well, this is going to fly out. Okay, it might. However, we're going to mitigate the possibility of that with there it is, with a live center. Now it won't go anywhere. See that? Boom. It's not going anywhere. This is tight. That is supported. Now we just make the handle. See that? Boom. That is what I'm talking about, man. That's good. That's good right there. So this is tight. This is, intact. This is going to be the front end that we're going to, kind of round. But this is going to be, it's actually going to be held like this, most likely. So it's going to be held like this. Yeah. Now the other thing, let me go ahead and check this right quick. Let's see. We need to take a look at this to see what it would look like. So that doesn't go very far. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that, and then this. Boom. Boom. So this is actually the handle that it's going to go on, or the rod that's going to go into the handle, rather. So let's see what that looks like. Might as well. This is just for support. actually going to roll with that because we like to live life on the edge, man. Go ahead and knock around. Let me get the dust collection going. Snakewood and all, you know. Ah. Roll down. A little zoom. A little focus. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Let me drop this down a bit. Back it up a little bit. We're going. Okay, all right. Oh, let's see what that snake is. There we go. Okay. Snakewood. Looking all right. Oh. Well, pretty good. And do a little womp. Then we're going to do a nice big womp. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Right, what we need to do is use a get some tools, huh? Okay. Oh, yes. That is what we talk about. There you go. Okay, all right, now we got this, that. Oh, keep it open. Cool. All right, let's see what this looks like. Oh, looks beautiful. Okay, now if I were to use it like this, yeah, dude. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and round off the back end here. Oh my goodness. Not only does the snakewood look amazing, but it also kind of smells amazing. There's kind of a caramely smell to it. It's weird. So the reason some of this is burning the way it is because of the wax. That's it. What we're going to do here. Need to fan the rough parts out here. Okay, here we go. Back the speed out here. Gonna grab some 150 grit. It's over here on the side. We're gonna drop the speed a little bit to around 700 or so. That's what we're looking for. Okay, if you wanted to see it, this is what we're looking like right now. We're gonna get the Ooh. Yes. Yowza! That's hot. So what we're working on is snakewood, and just trying to get a nice little handle smoothed out of the snakewood here. It's, man, that's what we're looking for. So with that, I'm gonna try and get this smoothed out a bit more. Woo! It's hot. My goodness. All right, let's do some lateral sanding here. So this is a little different than what I would normally do for regular handles. Because of the actual size it is, and its purpose is a little different than I would say what normal handles are for. My goodness, this is going to be beautiful. Once we get the last little bit done, we're going to hit the back end with the... I'm actually going to go ahead and hit the back end with the diamond tool here, so I can kind of rule out where the holes are. There we go. I'm gonna hit this with the little brown tool. Yes. Okay. We're gonna continue with the sandpaper. So we've got 40. Next here. All right. Yes. I'm gonna back this bad boy off. Get out of here. Woo! I got hot. Back to speed off a little bit. We'll fold the sandpaper in half. Way we can get into the nooks and crannies a little better, and then it'll also give us a little bit of buffer so we don't clip our hands. Oh my goodness, that's the amazing part about snakewood, is because it is so hard, it sands really nicely. So we're gonna do this first groove first. Then we're going to back up and do the second groove, and then a little over the top there. Man, that is feeling... All right, we're going to hit it with some 400, and then we're going to hit it with some triple E and crystal for my lens. Yowza. Let's hit it with some of this. Yeah. Is everybody having a good Wednesday? I hope so. My goodness. It is a wonderful Wednesday. That is a beautiful. All right, here's what we're gonna do. So the surface looks beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with some denatured alcohol. And then we're gonna hit it with triple E. And then we will give it to Abby. All right, so we got some denatured alcohol, got an extra paper towel for other stuff. Oh, ooh, snakewood, you looking mighty pretty. Okay, that was the alcohol. That's what my kid used to call it. All right, I'm gonna quarter this. Boom. Ah, crap. The fan's blowing. So, all right, triple E. Here we go. Triple E. Triple E? If you're not familiar with triple E, huh, where you been, man? Just kidding. This stuff is it's pretty good. I like it for wood. Not good on plastic, I wouldn't think. We don't use it for plastic, at least. But we got it for this, and we're gonna get it going. Pretty not fast, right? We're not going super fast here, which you don't really want to. For this particular stuff. It's not a friction polish, it's just like a pasting, like a paste sanding grit kind of thing. I don't know what exactly the grit number would be, or the grit value, I would say, would be, but with some triple E, you're definitely getting a much finer grit than the standard what is it? The standard I don't know, man. The sandpaper. That's what I'm thinking. All right, Mylans. Ever heard of Mylans? It is a friction polish. So, friction polish, you're going to need to turn that lathe speed up. And you're going to do a few coats of the friction polish here. Which, I got to say, is pretty darn good stuff, man. It's not the best thing, but my goodness, it does good stuff. Almost has a waxy feeling to it. Okay. It rips the paper towel. So let's get some more here. So you're just taking a look at it, and you can see where some of it's wet, but where you're looking for is it drying, because that means that the surface, ow, it's nice and toasty. Let me get a thermometer right quick. We'll give that a second to, like, I don't know, chill out or something. What? Should I kill this thermometer already? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, here we go. Look at this one. So I got a different thermometer. Ah, crap. I hate when the resin goes under my flipping fingernails. Ouch. Okay. All right, can you see? It is 74. And we're looking at 83, 87. All right, we're holding steady at 83. So, we're going to get some friction polish. So we'll test it. All right, take a look. We're talking about this part right here, which is 74.3. All right, now we'll get this nice and friction polished. Man, it is toasted. Yowza. All right, we are looking at 105, 110. Okay, about 105 to 110. So that is about the temps that we're looking at when we're doing a friction polish here. We got one more that we're going to do. One more step, that is. One more, not step. One more round. That's what we're looking for. So friction polish. Okay. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. Oh my God. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, I'm happy. I am happy with that outcome. Now, what are we going to do with the little butt? Maybe we'll just leave it. You think that would bother her too much? Nah. Let's be real. That's not going to bother her. Okay. Well, here you go. That was the Sharpie line right here. And then this obviously goes into here. So this is her scratching stick. So I need to go ahead and make sure that the component here doesn't come out. So what I'm going to do is actually put the handle, or not the handle, but the metal part of the here you go. Hold on. I'm putting the metal part in here. Hi! Get out of here. So what I'm doing is I've got, this is the part that's going to be inside the wood. And so I'm going to go ahead and scuff it. I'm going to scuff it real good. Because this is essentially our brass tube for a regular kit. So we want to scuff it really good. So I use my file and I gouge the crap out of it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of of, here we go. I clean it off. And clean this. Put this away. No more myelins. All right, we are good and scratched here. We are good and scuffed up. You can feel the texture of it all. Shoot. Come on. Okay, well, we got the texture of it. I'm going to go ahead and clean that bad boy off. Make sure that it fits nicely. Uh-huh. Pop. Clear that bad boy out. Boom. Okay. So now that we're nice and scuffed and got that put away and everything, this is about what we're looking at here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some medium. And what I'm going to do with the medium is I'm just going to kind of dribble it down the side. Yeah, I'm going to dribble it down the side. Let's see, where are we? Where is everybody? Where? Oh, okay, here we go. Boop. Pop this bad boy back up here. Zoom out. Okay. All right, that is sufficient, I would say. Okay. Like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some glue on this, or actually inside here. I'm going to drip it down the side, and then we're going to put the rod in. So we're actually going to drip it in. Okay, I thought we were. Let me get my screwdriver, or my, not my screwdriver, my pliers. And then I'm going to grab a hold of this with the pliers. So if your CA is stuck, grab a paper towel, grab some pliers. Bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. So we should have a clear opening now. So here we go. What? Okay, I guess I didn't squeeze hard enough. Also, I would say that if you are going to make a stick for a conductor, this would be a pretty good way to go about it too. What the shit? Come on. There we go. That's not fast enough though. So, I gotta... My goodness, if it's not one thing, it's another. Right? Let's see, how we doing? Jeez, okay. Not good to go? Yeah, man, this medium is being a real pain. And I don't want to continue dealing with it at the moment. So, I'm just going to grab one that already should be good. Where did it go? Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Why? Why, when I get to the finish line, everything wants to fall apart? Okay, not everything, but my goodness. There we go. This is what I was looking for. We'll grab a new one. Dang it. Empty it. All right, Yoda. It was not empty. It just wasn't wanting to flow. All right. So what we got here is some medium. And we're gonna, this is a brand new medium, so should be fine. Let's see. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in and we're going to do some drippage sideways here. Okay. We don't want to fill it up too much because we still have to be able to get the piece in and out. Come on now. No! Wow, that really tried to mess me up here. Okay. So, we've got this. I guess it doesn't want to be in there. Grab a little bit more. There. Why isn't this coming out? Okay. Seriously, man, maybe it needs to be epoxy. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. It's actually settling now. Nice. Okay. There's that. Put it back in there. So we're just going to leave it alone for a bit and then let the handle solidify, or the glue solidify inside the handle. And then boom. There it is. I gotta take the other end to the grinder. Look at that. It's nice and tight now. That is not going anywhere. This could potentially be a time where I address the back end of it here, but I'm not going to because I think it's fine. Although I could do a fancy accent. we'll revisit that later. Just so the next step for me to finish this is to take this end to the grinder and get it into the shape that I want it to be for scratching, because that is the purpose of this, is to be scratching. I wanted to make sure that it was long enough, because you don't really want it to be too short. That would be a bummer, because you could potentially scratch or cut yourself, or she could cut herself rather, on the mold, that is. But anywho, there that is, man. There we are. I'm gonna go ahead actually and do a little of this, and then because this end already has a recess in it, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the little bit that I have on the end here. There we go. We'll make all this nice. Boom. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. All this work for nothing. Oh, man. No. Oh, no. This work is Gucci. Ooh, that's hot. But yeah, I need to take this end over to the grinder. And then we'll be good to go. Once I get this ground, I cannot do that on stream because, well, the grinder is over there and I'm not going to grind inside. I'm going to grind outside. But here it is. This handle in all of its glory. Pretty happy about that. Although I do have to say, the snakewood doesn't look like snakewood. I don't know what it looks like, but it does not really look like snakewood. So there is that, which isn't that big of a deal, but it is what it is. It will be for that. Anyway, let's see. Let's go ahead and hop over here. Do a little outro, and then bada bing, bada boom. I didn't get to any of the forever pencils. Oh, crap. There we go. All right. I didn't get to any of the forever pencils, but that's okay. We'll take a look at them a little later. I'm all done with DPs for the week. So perhaps tomorrow's stream can just be forever pencils and maybe some fountain pens. We'll see. Yep. Let's see. We'll make this a little better. Here we go. All right. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. It really is a special thing when you come by and you hang out with me, and you know, I really like sharing what it is that I do, and really do. But yeah, I hope that you had a good time. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, Kevin, I'm gonna be I'll shoot you a message a little later, Kevin. So maybe we can do something a little later. But yeah, appreciate you hanging out. Those of you that left me a thumbs up and hung out for a bit, you really made my day. If you could, before you depart, hitting that thumbs up, man, would be real awesome sauce. But that's okay if you don't. Just do what you gotta do. But yeah, I will see you next time. Take care.